Hello. The moment of truth. We take the car for a drive today. Does it leak? It doesn't need a scavenge pump. Does it run lean? Now, the scavenge pump I'll probably go in the future. Just peace of mind. I was talking to my missus. Don't want to get into the theory of that, but not now. Spark plugs. Let's just quickly jump here. Now, the factory plug, BKR 5E11. Now, when you go turbo, they say generally to run a colder plug. This number is what you're looking for. Don't worry about all this stuff. I can explain it. Waste of time for you guys. To go colder, you go one number more. To go hotter, you go one number less. So in theory, let's just say BKR 6E11. That means I'm running a slightly colder plug. And what about the gapping? Now, what this means is it's a 1.1 gap that's between the, well, whatever you call it, the electrode and whatever the other thing is. Now, when you're running a standard ignition on a turbo, sometimes it's better to gap them more tighter so it's more closer for the spark, make spark, whatever. There's no blowout. So you need a zero point 0.8 gap. Now, you can make it less and buy one of those ring things and bend them, but I'm not a fan when it's only 0.8. Now, to get a 0.8 gap spark plug when this is clearly a 1.1, that's it. That's pretty much the part number you need. BKR 6E, which is these. So I'm going to fit them in there, turn on the car, make sure she still runs normal. I'll get my wideband. We'll go for a drive. See what we need to make it work. It might work, but like I said, there's a few tricks. I've been calculating all night on the computer what I can do, what I can't do, and I'm as with any person that's ever put their car on the dyno or tune. I've done this many times, and you still get a bit nervous. So we're gonna go for it. Wish me luck. One. Okay, so we're taking it for a drive. We're gonna pull over somewhere where we're gonna plug in the wideband. Now, I'm just gonna show you the exhaust. This is the exhaust mode closed. Now, thanks to AliExpress, there's still a leak, so you can still hear a bit of the muffler. But then when we open it up, see, and then you close it, it's gone back to a lot more quiet. So yeah, like I said, if you didn't have that leak, it'd be perfectly quiet. But I'll take it. It's good for the neighbours. Now I'm gonna pull over somewhere. We'll plug in the wideband. Just checking the widebands in closed loop, open loop. It still looks like it's doing its thing. Yeah, it's got that little lean spike, but that's just natural. But as when you're actually driving it, it's still cycling on 14.7. You know 14.6 around there. See, look, you can see it now. See that? So so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit boost now and answer that phone call. On the first run, it was extremely lean, and you can tell that the turbo's on the big side. So I've turned up the base fuel pressure. Hopefully we can compensate around 5%, 10% more injector. We'll see if that has a reaction. It is going to run lean. I know it's going to run lean. Just now, I'm going to just show you how lean it is in a sec. Okay, so like when I get on it, it's still going into that closed loop. But if I show you now, it is running lean. Look. So I'm gonna have to suss that out. That is a bit lean, but as well, it feels like there's almost a boost leak. So that's fine. I'll look into that. Now, raising that boost pressure up a bit has let it run into the 13s. You don't want that for a turbo. You want it like in the 12s. But I'm sorry, not boost pressure, the base pressure on the actual fuel regulator. But what I'll do is I'll pull over, do some R&D, and then yeah, we'll just make an assessment on that. Okay, we hit some lean fuel cut or some sort, and it looked like it spiked around 7.8, so it might actually be running the full 7 pound. It just appears that when you have the factory exhaust mode, which is when I have the cutter valve closed, I can't pour more than 5 pound. That makes sense. It is a restriction. Now I'm going to close this. That's better. Now we can talk. So I'm going to bring it back home and just work out on the how to unlean it. Okay, so now the car, after we've gone for the drive, safe to say it is running a bit lean. It still does the closed loop, open loop. It didn't affect it enough because I was only sort of checking for full throttle. I did play around with the factory fuel pressure, and I turned it up to 50 psi, and I did notice it was then running a bit richer up high because the FMU just added on top of the base pressure. I'm probably going to put those injectors, the 206cc, 26 or 212, whatever they were. It's Russian roulette. I've got 6 of them. I'm going to pick 4. Hopefully they work. And then sort of drop the base pressure. I did see only 5 pound on the factory exhaust and 7 to 8 on the bigger exhaust, which makes sense. Like when people used to put dump pipes on their cars and they made a pound or two. It's just less restriction, and that's a good sign. Now, it is an oversized turbo. I can clearly feel it straight away. It does get on boost, but it is still nice enough to drive. It's one of those turbos that unless you're going to jam 10, 15 pound into the vehicle and try to chase 150 kilowatts plus, probably on the big side. For me, it was on the cheap side. It is for an SR20 and an upgrade for an SR20. So you can imagine what I mean here. Although it does claim from 1.5 litre onwards. That's about it, I guess. I don't want to get any FMU discs yet because I think there's a good chance I'm going to waste money on that. Other than that, I had a little glitch with the fuel pressure gauge. I have a feeling I've noticed that it's sharing the same active and the same negative as the cutout valve. And when I play with the cutout valve, it triggers the gauge, just the fuel pressure gauge for some reason. There's like a loop. So there's something with the wiring. So I'll just diagnose that. It's cut one wire, turn it back on, cut one wire, turn it back on again. I'm going to muck around with it. I'll let you guys know what it is, but this is all a part of the tune. It's all about the R&D. You drive for leaks, you tune the car, and once it is, you run it as hot as possible, as cold as possible. You run the AC, you run all that. Once you tick all the boxes, the car's ready to drive, and you no longer have to think about it. Oh, and one last thing. Look at the surface rust. All turbos do this. It's cast iron, a bit of water, a bit of heat, surface rust. Why do not most people not see it? It's either it's painted, it's coated with something, or they usually put a cover on it for temperature. I can't put one in there because of the radiator, but generally, as soon as you cover a turbo under and see what I'm talking about, it happens to all turbos, Garrett's, whatever. You know, it's But yeah, let's just keep going ahead. It's kind of positive. The car is driving, but can't really make noises and race people out at the moment. But we'll keep pushing ahead as we usually do. Okay, so these are my random. Well, not so random. They were from a V6 Hyundai, 200 and something cc. I can give you the numbers, or if you watch episode 1, I think episode 1 or 2, I explain it. This was the rail I once upon a time snapped. This is the Hyundai Getz rail. Now, the best part about this is it's let me see if the injectors are the same. Injectors, same plug. Now, as for the seals, I'm going to have to pull the best ones off here because some of them are brittle. And I don't know if I can use any of these, but whatever it is, I'm going to have to try to make them work. If not, I can buy new seals, but time is of essence. So, yeah, it's a bit Russian roulette. They've got these clips on them. So, yeah, let's see how the fuel rail is. Trying to pull it off because it looks like I got to get for a few hoses to get there. But I think once it's off, it should be pretty quick. It's only 2 screws. Like, there you go. Don't ever put a rail gun on cast. You'll snap it. Got to get in there. Whoa, look at that. Almost took the camera out. it repels water. That's probably the only thing I could read on there. No, but anyways, it's cleaned them up. You might not see it, but there was a lot of dirt between the O-rings. Now, am I going to use these O-rings? Well, the set that I bought from some Getz dude online, they seem a lot more nicer. So I'm going to try to take these off and basically change the components I think that look better. As for which four am I going to pick? Well, I don't know, the ones that look the cleanest. This one was missing an O-ring to start with, so I think that's already got the cut. And like I said, it's just you hope that they run, and if it runs, it runs, and then I can always run injector cleaner through them anyways. Okay, how do you take the injectors off in this vehicle? You got to undo the hose, this hose, that hose that's in the way. I think there's a plug here, and then you got two. See that nut, one there and one right there, and they should pop off. Now, there's a few plugs in the loom. You just gotta chase it up and disconnect it, like this one for the intake control valve, and or the idle control valve. But that should all come off, and then there's the injector plugs. I do sort of want to do this today. I am going to start, but it is raining, and I have got this car outside, but we'll do what we can today and finish it off tomorrow. This is where my my words of wisdom are going to come in handy, because I haven't really blocked anything, and this hose was always going to be removed regardless if it was a stock one or not. So yeah, or you be good to yourself and don't ever block things out of the way. Like, don't block yourself and keep things out of the way. And hopefully this comes off easy, because I've never taken a rail off a Getz before. Come on, there we go. There we go, pour fuel everywhere. Nice. Okay, so factory injectors are off. We're gonna play injector lottery and pick 4 of these, and basically slot them on, go put them in the car. The rail didn't take long to take out. If you want a swear jar rating, 2.5. It's not much. It's not that hard. Just be mindful about things around. I couldn't disconnect the map sensor because it goes behind the throttle body, so it was easy for me to just unclip all these clips and just cut them off. They're okay. They just hold cabling. So yeah, let me swap them around. Then we'll head back to the car. Pretty straightforward. They got their clips in that. You would have seen me take off the other ones. Hello. Okay, so I've upgraded the injectors. Let's hope they work. Now we just got to put it in there and replug everything, I guess. I'd like to change the camera angle, but it keeps raining and drying up and raining, and it's probably the only way I can keep the phone up. But this is pretty straightforward. You know, put it in there. There's 2 bolts. They are 12 mil. Slot them in there, done. You can use Vaseline, I have heard. I'm just going to go in there dry. Bad joke. Anyways, and let's hope they work. Now we have to plug everything in and try to beat the rain. You can probably see it. It's starting to fall on the engine bay. So yeah, I'll plug everything back in. It's just a reversal process, and then we'll go for the... That's what you want to hear. A nice click. just like that, the new injectors are fitted. You can see the green tops there. Now, I have dialed the pressure to around 32 psi, but when you do rev it up, it seems happy. And well, yeah, I think you could use some more fuel. You can tell there the little shake, because I am running them on the minimum. I probably should push it around 35 psi, but the car is generally happy. Check for leaks. Looks okay. And yeah, now we'll go back for the drive and go back for the tune. Dun dun dun. Okay, so now the car seems to run. I'm disconnected the top of the rising rate pressure regulator, because this car does run static fuel from factory. Now, static fuel means the pressure just stays 40 psi. Now, I've dropped it down to 33. 32 is my mathematics, roughly. I understand people say you drop the pressure of an injector, it doesn't atomize fuel or whatever. You get away with a particular amount. Now, the car seems to be running okay. I have pulled, like I said, I'm running static pressure, because what's going to rise the pressure up is obviously the Vortec FMU. So I want to do that just to not complicate things. So as soon as I plug in the vacuum line, it's dropping down to like whatever 5 psi down, or it's going up, and then as soon as I'm accelerating, it's doing the opposite, and the car's going whoa, like what's going on? Let's not confuse the car when we're off boost. We only want to attack the fueling when it's on boost, and these cars never came with a regulator that was vacuum controlled. So let's return that. So that will work fine. My other car, I actually do run a static setup. Yes, I do got another car and FMU. It's the car that's always wrapped up. That's for another day, that by the way. So now I think I want to go for a drive. It is very wet. Let's hope we do some skids. No. Let's hope the car runs fine. Then we do some skids. It is still running normal. The base pressure somehow is reading 30. I probably should turn it up a bit, but I want to see how it responds on boost. If it runs more lean, I'll turn the base pressure up. Vice versa, the other way around. But I don't want to drop under 30 psi. So we're doing the driver like it's stock, and then we'll send it. Hopefully we get some traction down. You can tell the road's very slippery at the moment, but these things, you can't wait forever. The weather's been pretty shit in Sydney. Okay, we need higher base pressure. That was a perfect 14.3 the whole way. You don't want that for a turbo, so I'm going to pull over and maybe wipe some of this water coming in and wave that. But okay, science, not even science, it's backyard mechanics. So yeah, we're going to need a bigger FMU disc. I knew we need one. I just needed to confirm it. But the good thing about the drop in the fuel pressure, so now we can actually run a bigger disc to actually fuel it properly. And this is going to confirm it right now. Oh, that was good. Yep, she's hitting 15. As we're revving up, so it's definitely we need a bigger FMU disc. I think I'm going to order an 8. I think I might overfuel it, and then I could drop the base pressure on the injectors, and yeah, they should take a few days to come in. Well, that's what it would have sounded like if I just put a pod filter and pretty much no turbo, but now we're past that. Now, before I get to the FMU, I want to show you just a quick trick. Remember how I complained how quickly the turbo housing rust? Because obviously it's still now. I sprayed it with the header paint, just a quick, and you know what? It's been a few days and no surface rust. It's been raining a lot here, so that's a little trick. Before you put your turbo in, get some header paint. That's if you can put a blanket on it, which I probably am, but you have to get the blanket that looks like a sanitary pad. Now, you might say, why is that? Because the ones that are pre-molded aren't going to work by putting them upside down, and they're going to fill up water. The one that looks most like a like I said, a sanitary pad, is the one for the WRX STI. Now they're around $13 on AliExpress. Now I've ordered one. I'm gonna see what they look like, but you need like a strip so you can just go then put the whatever it is, the metal cable tie, whatever they give you, that spring or. But anyways, I'm babbling on. Today we are going to sort out the fueling issue where it was running lean. Now I've got my 821 AFMU disc. Now I calculated that at the start, actually, all at the start of the project. I was like, I'm probably going to need the slightly bigger injectors, and you drop the fuel pressure. And when you drop the fuel pressure, then it gives you more room to basically force more fuel on boost and try to keep it at 90 psi most on the fuel rail. If this all fails, just remember, I've got an engine management. We can get some cheap 370cc, but they are in the future. I do want to make more power in this car, but let's just go one way and then we'll show you the other way. Now, why am I changing this? Like I said, do you have to change this? Yes. Was there another option? Yes. I'm going to put the name up here. It's a Spa adjustable FMU. That's what they're worth. 78 plus 23, simple maths. I don't know what that is, but I think it's like $101. That's Aussie dollars. So if you're in America, in America, there's a shop that sells them, but then the same items on AliExpress, and I don't think it's a fake. Now, okay, what's so good about the FMU? Okay, it not only is an FMU, but it's a fuel pressure regulator all in one. So I paid $99 for that fuel pressure regulator, and I was able to get us an FMU for $150, a good brand one, but that's $250. Now, I could have got this for $101. I fully forgot about it when I was doing all my purchases. It's got its own fuel regulator and it's got its own adjustable FMU, so you don't even need to change the discs. You can just go fuel up, fuel down. I have bought one in the past and I didn't like it, but I didn't like it because it failed. I didn't like it because it came from America and it was missing parts. And then when I put it on my fuel system, there was a bit of fluctuating on the fuel pressure, and I don't think it was the FMU, but I didn't chase it up. So it's because of something I had done with the fuel return. That was another car. I fully forgot about that. So that's another cheap option. See what I'm saying? You can save another $100 off the project, and that's all in one. Now, as for the FMU, I'm gonna get in there. Let's put it back. Let's turn it up to 8:1. Go for the drive, fingers crossed. If it is, we now have a Getz that's turbo. If not, plan B, plan C, plan D. They're sitting on the table. Let's go.